Welcome, Pisces. This is your Love Scope reading for August 2015. My name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. And thank you so much for all the support you give me each and every day. Now, let's get right to the cards because, we start with the King of Cups, which is a very beautiful card to have as your first card in a reading. And then we have the Ace of Cups right under it. So that's even more beautiful. But all the rest of the cards are kind of telling me that you may be feeling the vibration of these two cards. It's almost like you are going into new waters, new territories when it comes to love. And so this month might be more of clearing house. This might be more of coming to some realizations before you actually act upon the strong energy that is your main cards for the reading. Okay, so the King of Cups. Okay. Now, this is the protective, security end of love, okay? And then we have the Ace of Cups. So this is embracing passion, desires, love, beauty in our life. So two of really fine cards to have in any love reading, okay? And this tells me the energy that you are stepping into. So you're going to feel this energy. You're going to feel more passion, or how love can bring security into your life. You're gonna see that open up to you. So there could be a wedding proposal, or moving in together, or if you're in a relationship, maybe expanding to include children in your life, or moving from the apartment to the home, or maybe it is depending on where you are in your life. Maybe this is August, so maybe now that you're going to have an empty nest come September, and it's going to change everything. So because I see a lot of transitional cards here for the month, even though we have this. So this is strong, beautiful energy. Tells me that you are stepping into this energy. Tells me that expect this energy to get stronger as the weeks go by, as the months go by. But right now you're at the very beginnings of it, so it's kind of like a sneak preview to what is to come, right? So will there be security and love? More than likely. Is there going to be new dreams, new passions, new desires, new hopes? I would think so. New paths to walk? I would think so. Ships coming in, bringing us good news, glad tidings, reasons for celebration? I would think so. Is it going to be present in August? A little bit, but it's the start of the energy. So now we do have here, we have the Four of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. So the Six of Cups, let's start there. Okay, the middle card. And then we'll go with the cards on each side of it. This is you paying attention to your inner child. What makes you happy? What you want in a relationship? What brings you joy? What gives you passion? What lights the fire underneath you? What gets your heart pumping? What gets your hands all sweaty? Remember that when you're in like high school and stuff, and a guy would hold my hand and my palm would get all sweaty and their hand would get all sweaty? So, how does that feeling come about? So I think this is really important to tap into your happiness this month, what truly brings you happiness in a relationship, what you desire the most within a relationship, what you have to have within a relationship in order to feel secure, in order to feel grounded, in order to feel loved and appreciated. This could also be, this is your peace of mind card. So what gives you peace of mind when it comes to relationships? I think you really need to look at that. You need to be honest with yourself and give yourself some solid answers. And you might even want to write it out. Okay, because I don't think, and so often your readings are all about fantasy and things like that, but it's very grounded this month. Very grounded this month. It's kind of like you can't think with your heart too much this month. You have to think with your your head more. You have to use logic. You have to think things through. And even though it's all about your inner child and everything, you're looking at what brings you the greatest happiness. Where do you need the support most in your life? What do they need to bring to the table? Where do you draw the line in the sand? It's those kind of things. Where do you, at the end of the day, find the most peace of mind within a relationship going forward? Okay, now, um, everybody is walking their own unique path. If you are in a relationship, it's even more important to look at these things, because I think that you are going through a transformational shift. And even though we don't have any transformative cards here right now, I would expect them to show up next month. I'm going to have to look back and see if they showed up last month for you. This could be somebody coming from your past to reignite a relationship, or perhaps they come in to remind you of why you're not with that person. That could be as well. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind, most definitely. I mean, they're exes for a reason, I always say. So, but they could be somebody that, for whatever reason, they had to step away from you, and both of you were saddened by the choice, by the decision, but they show up back at your doorstep to pick up where they left off once a long time ago or something. If you're in a relationship, you really need to look at where you are happiest, where there needs to be growth, where there needs to be new goals set within the relationship, new experiences to be had. But I think there's going to be some kind of transformation coming about. Okay, now it could be a wedding proposal. Okay, you could already be essentially in a marriage type setting, or entering a marriage type setting without the I do's. That could very well be, especially in today's society. Um, Getting married is almost a thing of the past in many cultures, many families, many ways of thinking. So you could just be entering that kind of, it's like a marriage, but it's not a marriage. But everything about it resembles the marriage, and you even introduce each other as each other's spouses. You could be looking at an empty nest come September, or the family is downsized, or the family is being upsized. Maybe you're planning for a new child to enter the picture. But there's some kind of growth. There's some kind of, maybe it's one of your, one side of the family, the parents or one of the parents have to move in with you, or an aunt or an uncle, or a sibling from another household or something. I see expansion. I see something changing in how the relationship works now and how it's going to work going forward. So you really need to be grounded in what gives you happiness. What brings you joy? What brings you satisfaction? How do you know that you are appreciated? How do you know that you are loved? What do they need to do? What do they need to say? Okay, and I think meditation is a very big part of it. Now, we have the Four of Cups on the one side, so really you need to look at what is in your life right now to be grateful for. And that's when new and better and more magnificent comes onto the scene. And the owl is in the tree right behind your shoulder there. So tap into that wisdom of spirit, angels, God, the universe, you. Okay, but give up that gratitude and add to that list every night. Be clear about what you already have that already lifts you up and makes you feel like you're on top of the world some days, or just makes you feel secure or loved. And then we have the Nine of Swords here. So this is worry, concern, stresses. Now, please keep in mind that 90% of what you imagine when you can't sleep at night and how situations are going to roll out, especially, we usually go negative. We rarely go positive unless we take control. And I always coach people on taking control of those midnight thoughts and turning them into a place where you want to end up. But a lot of times it's negative energy that we allow in, and negative thoughts, and how it's going to go south, how it's going to go wrong, how it's going to go bad. And 90% of that never materializes in your world. It never becomes a reality. So don't allow your mind to play tricks on you of your worries, your concerns. Stay in the now. And especially when you know this energy is coming around, I mean, plan. Do a meditation, do a prayer time sometime throughout the day. Let those thoughts come in, deal with them in a very progressive and positive way so that you take control of the situation and it ends up being a happily ever after instead of a worry or a concern. We have strength in the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups is, you know, you may want to focus a little bit too much on the negative and you really need to focus on the positive. Okay, I see that lake. And the more you look at the negative parts of any situation, you're building a little bit of a dam. Okay, you're making a hurdle where there was none. So keep it positive, keep it strong, keep it beautiful. And then we have the Strength card. So even though we had some strong downplaying energy here, I think it's really you getting in line with what you truly desire in a relationship, what you truly need in a relationship. But having the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups as your first card, it's going to start out as a small vibration, but it builds. And it becomes more beautiful, and it becomes more beautiful. So anywhere where you need the strength in your life is to get over maybe the first couple of weeks in August, if anything else, when you're trying to bring in that clarity, when you're trying to bring in that understanding, and have a faith in yourself, a belief in yourself and in God, your angels, your spirit guides. I mean, remember that we start off the month. We start off with our main two cards as the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. New beginnings, passions, dreams, desires, soulmates. This could be marriage proposals. I've already stated a couple of times. This could be your ship coming in. Where is it? There it is in the background. You don't even see it, but it's coming in. And I mean, if your ship coming in is a relationship, then you're going to have a beautiful month of energy. Okay? Yeah, there could be some negative. Yeah, but it's not really negative. It's your perception. It's knowing. It's getting concrete with your heart and your head and making them work as one team rather than individual parts of your life. Okay, so sometimes we think just with our heart, sometimes we think just with our head. I think the energy is calling for us to really move it into our head, so that, because I think you think with your heart a lot, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a compliment. Okay, and so I think you need to combine those energies so you make the right choices in love going forward, that you embrace your path in love going forward, that when you commit to a relationship, that it is the most beautiful, sensual, passionate thing that you could ever have on the face of the earth. So if there's any concerns right now in your path forward, or you know things are going to be changing very shortly, now's the time to give it the energy. Now's the time to think it through. Don't wait for the event to happen. Okay, and that way it's clear sailing. You can embrace uh, you can embrace the love, the passion, the joy, and go forward and enjoy every moment of it in such a fulfilling way. Let's pick you an angel card. See what the angels have to tell us for love. So, I mean, I think overall, it's going to be a very happy month for you because that energy is just going to grow as the month continues on. But I think it's going to be more of next month when that energy really becomes the dominant energy. Okay, I think there's a little bit of clearing that you need to do, a little bit of understanding, perhaps where you're drawing that line in the sand, what your expectations are, what your limitations seem to be, how you're going to mastermind your way through it all so that you end up in a place of love and beauty and joy and happy relationships. If you are expecting somebody to come into your life, that could very well happen this month. Very well happen this month. It could even be from somebody from the past coming in and reuniting with you. So that's a possibility. This is so that when you go to open up those doors, it's long term, that it's forever. So the universe is almost putting your life on pause for maybe a week or two here at the beginning of August so that you can think things through, so that you can get very grounded in what motivates you and what are your motivators when it comes to love, when it comes to beauty in your life. Absolutely. The Lovers. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, and the power of love. Well, maybe this energy is going to come sooner than expected for many of you. Or maybe this energy is going to be very dominant from the get-go for you, but you're going to have to still work through all this other energy that's on the board. So don't discount all this other energy, but um, you're going to need to make choices from the heart, and you do that so readily. I think you need to include your logic in there, though, okay? I think you need to really give it some serious thought, so that it is long term, that it is forever, that you've got all your ducks in a row ahead of time before any kind of event happens, especially if there's some kind of transformative energy happening in your life. Okay, the power of love. Deeply emotional commitments, and I do believe that is there with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. I saw commitments, I saw marriage proposals, I saw moving in together. So I'm not going to discount any of those things that I said. It might be stronger than maybe I played into it. And, maybe I was erring on the side of caution for you so that you use the energy in the most efficient way possible. But when it comes to love, how can you be efficient, right? Really, when you think about it, right? Love is all from the heart. And I'm doing a love reading, and I'm trying to tell you to use your mind. And that's probably going to be the hardest thing to do. And you're going to make those commitments from your heart. Absolutely. Emotional commitments. And it's from the heart. At the end of the day, the heart will win over. You just want to get that logic in place so that when your heart takes over, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are doing all the right choices for all the right reasons going forward. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.